Is there at this very moment a global secret brotherhood plotting to control the world? Or even worse, is the shocking plan already in motion? Have devastating weapons already been positioned around the world to cause catastrophic results? Can it be stopped? Hello, I'm Patrick Macnee. The Illuminati is said to be a global secret society that has been operating for centuries, a hidden brotherhood that includes some of the world's most influential people, people of all races and religions that hold top positions in government, churches, business, education, science, medicine, military, financial, and charitable institutions. A secret fraternity whose sole purpose is to take over control of the entire world's resources, finances, and its people. If such a powerful secret society does exist, it represents the ultimate threat to the free world. In fact, it means that right now there is actually no free world at all. Some say it's preposterous, but now for the first time ever we have obtained proof that not only such a global secret organization does exist, but it has infiltrated two of the most powerful intelligence agencies in the world. What's more, weapons of mass destruction have been hidden in the USA and other countries for future use. How could this happen? To get at the truth, we must first explore the dark reaches of the world's secret societies, whose history, rituals, and very existence are shrouded in mystery. Secret societies have existed for thousands of years. They all have one thing in common: unique knowledge, which they swear by oath to keep secret. For armed with this knowledge, limited to themselves, they believe they can control others. One of the earliest secret societies still exists today, the Masons. It is believed that its origins date back to ancient Egypt, when only a select guild of stoneworkers possessed special mathematical knowledge necessary for building the pyramids. Throughout history, Masons kept their methods to themselves so that only they could build the great structures throughout time that still stand today. First, the pyramids, and on to the great castles and cathedrals of Europe. But secret societies were not limited to tradesmen. The word assassin has its roots in a secret brotherhood of Shiite Muslim warriors that controlled northern Syria during the time of the early Crusades in the 11th century. Their speciality, they had perfected the art of killing. The sect was founded by Hassan-i-Sabah, called the Old Man of the Mountain, who ruled from a remote stronghold. Hassan indoctrinated his devotees with the promise that if they fought and died for Allah, they would live forever in paradise, full of heavenly and earthly pleasures. He used the gruesome power of torture and murder to give his teachings special impact and assure complete discipline and devotion. Hassan gave hashish to his fanatical disciples to induce a feeling of invincibility before sending them on suicide missions. Hence the name assassin was derived from the word hashashin, or hashish user. By 1100, the assassins were said to number over 70,000 fanatically devoted members. About the same time in history, another secret brotherhood was created, the Templars. The Prieuré de Sion, Priory of Zion, was a chivalrous fraternity created in medieval France with the purpose of preserving the Merovingian bloodline and returning them to the throne of France. Their official headquarters was the Abbey of Notre-Dame du Mont de Sion in Jerusalem. In 1117, Baldwin I, King of Jerusalem, found himself greatly indebted to the priory for their services in helping him attain the throne. In return, the king negotiated the constitution of the Knights Templar as the military and administrative arm of the Priory of Zion. The Knights Templar had been created 10 years before for the purpose of safeguarding pilgrims on the road to the Holy Land. During their time in the Middle East, the Templars had contact with the Muslims, including the Assassins. In fact, after the Crusades, because of the enemies they had in common, the Assassins took refuge among the Templars, imprinting the Christian soldiers with much of their fanatical and deadly ideas. As the Templars developed, they became not at all an orthodox Christian organization. But their secret rituals and doctrine were much more mystical, heretic, and occult-oriented. As the power of the Templars grew, the Brotherhood developed into a church within the church, handling their own banking, revoking excommunications issued by bishops, and they answered only to the Pope.
Everything about the Knights Templar has at least an element of mystery about it. Right from its beginnings, it was founded just after the First Crusade, which had reopened the way between Europe and the Holy Land. And in about 1118, 9 French knights, all of whom were connected with the court of the Count of Champagne, went over to the Holy Land with this mission, they said, to protect the roads and the pilgrimage routes, to make them safe for pilgrims who would now be able to visit the holy places. Now, once they arrived in the Holy Land, there's actually no evidence they actually did anything for 9 years or so. And right from the beginning, there's something that doesn't quite connect. And there's other evidence that this mission of protecting the pilgrimage routes was actually just a cover story. They actually went there for another reason. For some reason, these 9 knights thought that there was something to be found there. There's certainly evidence that they excavated beneath the Temple Mount. Archaeologists have actually found Templar artifacts from those excavations.
As it turns out, the Templars spent very little time on the roads at all. Most of their 9-year stay was spent digging out old tunnels under the Temple Mount, the original site of the biblical Temple of Solomon. What were they looking for? The temples of Solomon had long since been destroyed. Yet in times of trouble, the priests were known to have hidden religious treasures in secret underground vaults until it was safe to remove them. The Bible tells us that the Ark of the Covenant and other treasures of the temple survived several foreign invasions in this way. Perhaps the Holy Grail had survived in the labyrinth under the temple as well, waiting for man to rediscover its power. Certainly it was no accident that the knights stationed themselves in a mosque that rested on the ancient site. In fact, it was after their stay that they changed their name to the Knights of the Temple, or the Knights Templar. A monk by the name of Bernard, who later became Saint Bernard, was involved in the formation of the Templars. Saint Bernard was involved in deciphering ancient Hebrew text.
Bernard, although in many ways a very worldly person, was also very spiritual. In ways that are quite odd for his time, he was very much into the feminine side of religion, very much into the Black Madonna cults of, particularly of the south of France, which are very kind of mysterious, almost pagan. He had a great veneration for the feminine, embodied in lots of ways in the Virgin Mary, which was actually quite unusual for his time, and that appears to be the thing that drove him more than anything else.